Afternoon, or good night, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind, Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today we'll be talking about attorney locks himself in the car with child client and refuses to get out. That's a standoff. I don't know why they ain't calling this a hostage standoff situation with the police. This is in Florida. We'll dig deeper into this when we come back on this episode of Keep It P podcast, PCP Gone Wild Edition. Whoa. Welcome to the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And today I am your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be Sucker MCs. Self-hug, self-love. That's a beatbox and the b-boy stance. You may have thought that was corny, but what's even more corny is letting your baby get pushed into the lockers by his football teammates and they throw bananas on him. That's corny. As a parent, that you didn't do nothing to help your child. Yeah, there's an attack on our children. I hope you realize that. Let's dig deep into this preposterousness. PCP gone wild. This attorney locked himself in a car with his child client, refusing to get out, Florida cops say. An odd police standoff played out in Florida. See, it's odd. It's not your regular run-of-the-mill standoff. We didn't know what to expect. The guy he's really not like this. He's a well-known attorney. He's a local guy. He's one of us. He just may have had too much Jack D this morning in his coffee. Played out in Florida as an attorney representing the victim in a child abuse case locked himself in his car with the girl. All right, he's a hero. They're trying to almost make him a martyr, according to the Bay County Sheriff's Office. Attorney Billy Joel Hoot Crawford, that's him right there on the Jumbo Summer Jam screen right there. You see him. That's him. Eventually, he let the girl out and surrendered, resulting in him being detained for his interference with a child sexual abuse investigation, the sheriff's office said in a news release. It happened Friday, May 6th, after an impasse in discussions between Crawford and investigators at the Gulf Coast Children's Advocacy Center in Panama City. Officials said Panama City is on the Florida Panhandle. Okay, we got to tell you where it's at. It's 100 miles southeast of Tallahassee. We got to let you know that it's by where Negroes are at, but usually Panama City, we good, P. We don't have this type of stuff here. Crawford brought the child to the CAC, indicating he was there representing her. This is against the parents or what? Crawford made unreasonable demands I'm Dwight and I say so, and this needs to happen, and this needs to be happen. I'm an American, and it's American that it happens when I say so. Demands contrary to the standard protocols of child sexual abuse investigations. I want special treatments. Nah, I know you got laws on the book. Those aren't for Dwights. Those are not for PC people. I have extra privileges. Eventually, he and the child's parents stopped cooperating with the investigation and tried to leave. So the parents are with the attorney? I mean, as they should be, then why? So, why'd he why'd he try to lock the kid in the car then? If the parents are there, the child can't go with the parents? And then they got the kid an attorney to try to get the shorty back? So somebody brought some charges against the parents. Parents get attorney, but can't get attorney for them. They got to get it for the shorty to be able to get the shorty back. Got you. So he's going extra hard on the I need all my privileges. He's calling in all his buddy passes, all his boys club cards, his good old boy membership. He put in all his chips in the middle. Even on this article where he's trying to be a martyr, like he's some type of hero, folklore hero being persecuted. The law's the law. You break the law, you do the crime, you do the time, like uh, Don P, one of our viewers, so eloquently stated on a previous show. Uh, Eventually, the parents stopped cooperating, and then when they tried to leave in the best interest of the safety of the child, DFC took the child into state custody. The DFC Department of Children and Families investigator put the child in her car, and Crawford got in the car, stating she was not going without him. Put the child in the car, and Crawford got in the car, stating she was not going to go. Okay, so he tried to say she was only going to go if he came with. Crawford is then accused of taking the child from the investigator, so then gangstered the shorty out of the investigator's car. Gangstered the shorty out, kidnapped the shorty out of the investigator's car, putting her in his car and trying to drive away. In the process of kidnapping, he's like, in the process of rescuing her. No, in the process of kidnapping her, he backed into an investigator in the case. So he ran over somebody. So in the process of trying to kidnap a child, the attorney ran over someone, injuring them, the sheriff's office reported. See, they don't say it right. Crawford then fled, forward driving over curbs and grass. Want you to know he wasn't erratic driving in reverse. So we had to say he was driving forward. He fled forward. Why would any? Why does it matter which way you fled? But they wanted to make sure specifically. No, he fled forward, driving over. But then he's driving over curbs and grass, and eventually leaving the parking lot. So he had to do all that before he even left the parking lot. But you couldn't have just, oh my goodness. Why you couldn't just say Crawford then fled, driving over curbs and grass and eventually leaving the parking lot? What's wrong with that? Crawford then fled forward. Come on, man. Investigators were able to conduct a traffic stop Why is it a traffic stop at that point? Why aren't you on a manhunt? Why wasn't it a manhunt for this suspected kidnapper, vehicular uh, 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 abuse? I mean, something vehicular, hit and run, for sure, hit and run. So we had hit and run, attempted kidnapping. I mean, those are two charges right there. And so there should have been a manhunt. You're talking about a traffic stop, and then evading capture. What about that? What about evading capture when he fled forward? Why are you fleeing? How are you fleeing if you're not being uh, 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 attempts to apprehend you aren't being made, and then you fled? So there should be fleeing police, right? Investigators were able to conduct a traffic stop on Crawford in the 1000 block of Harrison Avenue. Crawford locked his doors and refused to open them or let the child out. After approximately 1 hour standoff, Crawford let the girl out and surrendered himself. Why he didn't get shot? The Swiss cheeser. Y'all don't mind grazing kids? I mean, as long as they're black kids, right? He was arrested and charged with interference with child custody. That's it. Willful and wanton reckless driving. That's it. And leaving the scene of an accident with bodily injury. No, no, no. You're acting like he hit a car and then inside the car somebody was injured. No, he hit somebody. He hit the person. He backed into an investigator. See, they just in quotes they have it, and he backed into in quotations, like as to say he didn't back into her. Like we just don't have nothing better to say. Like he just really just tapped her. Really, it really wasn't a back into per se, as in driving a car, but he kind of backed into her a little bit. This was a whole article of mayo splain. I mean, this was so much mayonnaise. This was the vat of mayonnaise, Costco drum mayo salad with fish stickaroonies, fish stick croutons. Last article, last paragraph. The investigator who was struck. But now it's struck. Okay, was struck by a vehicle during the incident. Was later treated and released from a local hospital. Hold on. It wasn't a random vehicle. We know who the assailant is. It's this guy on the screen, Billy Joe Hootenberg, right here. Joe Mayo. This is who did it. You act like it was a Tesla person in the car. There was nobody. The car was driving by itself and went haywire and struck this investigator. It's not what happened. Crawford, here's a little tidbit about Crawford they want you to leave you with. Crawford works out of Panama City and has been a member of the Florida Bar since 1998. He's a great guy. According to the Florida Bar, he is listed as a member in good standings. I want you to remember that this hero, martyr, lawyer, Cape Crusader is a great guy in great standings ever since his first years with at the bar in 1998. You count those years, Jackson. He put in work. Get out of here, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you. about being on code. I'll leave you with 4 words. Love. Gotta say we love y'all all the time. Peace. 2 pieces. This piece and this piece. You gotta have both of them. Shout out Jay Lava. Not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think. Hello, McFlizzle. Blessings. Blessings in your life. Blessings to someone else. Blessings abundantly so that you're able to receive them and they floweth over in your life. In Aloha. Everything's full circle. Hello and goodbye. But we will see you again. Full circle. What I need y'all to do though is go sign the petition. It's been on the screen the whole time. ZeroAntiBlackRacism.com. If you hadn't noticed it, it's right there on the screen down there in the corner. And also we have a documentary that's coming, right? Very powerful. In regards to the Slave Patrol, grab you one of these t-shirts. See that? Say it with yochest.com. Bam. Reparations green. That's what you need. You need it in reparations green. That's not money green. It's reparations green. We're going to wear them on St. Patrick's Day 2023. Show our unity, how we stand up and get on code. That's what we want to do. So you got to get you a shirt first. You got plenty of time. Let's make it happen. Love y'all. Pay attention to what's at the end. Don't just click off right now. I need y'all's eyeballs. I need you to take the phone to other people, have them take their phones and sign the petition. We trying to do something big for the peoples, y'all. Keep It P Podcast. What's the P stand for? The people. Be one. People. Let's go.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the U.S. government immediately make anti-Black racism a public health crisis is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational Black Americans addressing 2 critical components. So what is anti-Black racism? Anti-Black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational Black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem, it is imperative that the United States government declare anti-Black racism a public health crisis for foundational Black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational Black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-Black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real. I proudly digress. Anyway, check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be
Music TV.